Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and today I'm going to be telling you all about my Summerween TBR. So Summerween was created by Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads, and they created Summerween because they wanted a little taste of Halloween in the summer. There's also a Winterween that I also participate in, but Summerween I feel like maybe my favorite because it's kind of a juxtaposition of the summertime and like spooky Halloween fall-ish things, and I really love that juxtaposition. Summerween is usually a week range in June or July, and this year it is July 2nd through July 9th. Unfortunately, for me, that means I will have family visiting during that time. Today is July 2nd, and the Summerween has started. However, I also have my mother and my youngest brother coming to visit me for the next week. How much reading will actually get done, I don't know. However, I should have some good content for you because we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff, even if it's not specifically reading stuff. We're doing a lot of cool stuff, including going to the botanical gardens. We're going to a 4th of July celebration. We're also doing a ghost tour, going to a new steakhouse downtown. There's a lot of like cool things we have planned. My family's also gonna go on the tram, but they're not gonna film that probably. I mean, I guess they could, but I already filmed that terrifying debut, and I'll link that video up above when we first visited Albuquerque. So there's 5 prompts, and one of them is not book related, so that one hopefully should be a little bit easier to accomplish, but then again, like, do I know what I would like to do for that? I don't know. So let's get into the prompts. I'm gonna go over the prompts out of order because I feel like it's just gonna make a little more sense if I do it that way. So here we go. So the second prompt is to read a book in the dark. And for that, I'm gonna read Witches. And this is a graphic novel where basically a family leaves behind a haunting past only to get haunted again. Yeah, let's see. When the Rooks family moves to the remote town of Litchfield, New Hampshire to escape a haunting trauma, they're hopeful about starting over. But something evil is waiting for them in the trees just beyond town, watching from the trees, ancient and hungry. So I'm not really too sure about much else about this. This is a graphic novel. It's not crazy long, so I'm hoping to finish this in one sitting. That is my goal, and it'll be probably the easiest thing to accomplish in the dark. I originally had a different book planned out for this that I thought I was gonna be able to get on ebook, but I was unable to do so because obviously ebooks I can read in the dark because the screen is lit up. But this, I'm gonna have to like figure out how to read this in the dark, but that's gonna do for that prompt. The third prompt is to read a paranormal book, and for this I chose The Night Sister by Jennifer McMahon, and she's probably my favorite like paranormal thriller authors. I really like paranormal thrillers. I just find them the like spookiest, scariest, most interesting because, you know, the paranormal can't always be explained, and I think it could be a lot more sinister and scary to me than something that's man-made. And of course humans are their own monsters, but something that's paranormal that isn't of this world is just spooky and scary. And I think it's because I've always grown up watching like a haunting or ghost adventures, and I really love paranormal shows and paranormal occurrences. I myself, you know, have had a lot of spiritual experiences, so to me like paranormal stuff can be really spooky and fun and entertaining. And to be honest, I don't know anything about this book. Like, I have to be completely honest. I don't have anything in the docket about this book, other than the fact that Jennifer McMahon wrote it and I haven't read it yet. All I know is it probably takes place in Vermont because that's where like pretty much all her books are, and it should be good. And I also picked this up on audio because I always look for books during a challenge on audio, just in case. I don't know if I'll be able to even get to it on audio, but just in case I want to have it, you know, it could be an hour here or there, you never know. I'm not really sure how much reading I'm actually being done, obviously because my family's gonna be visiting, and I don't want to be rude and reading the whole time and ignoring them to fulfill a challenge when I haven't seen them in 6 months. So I also hope I can get through these books pretty quickly, so that way too I can spend more time with them, but I'm actually accomplishing my challenges as well. Maybe we can all sit down and read together different books. I have a whole bunch I could choose from, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's my hope. The fourth book is to read a horror book, and this is a really popular one. It's Clown in a Cornfield, and this is, you know, I actually realized if you really look closely, there actually is a clown on the cover in the cornfield. I never like put that together. I think it's because people usually hold the books, I feel like, too far back here where it just like looks like a divot or like, you know, like a black hole or something. But if you actually look at it really close, it is actually a creepy ass clown. So this is just a normal horror book. It is YA apparently, which I didn't know, and we're following Quinn, who just moved to this little Missouri town after her mother overdosed, and her father is a doctor and he just got a new job in a small little town, and apparently there is a clown in a cornfield. And as far as I know, there was like a factory that had this clown is like its mascot, and then the factory was like burned by arson, and there's like some weird stuff going on in the town, and the townspeople are like mad at the teenagers. It's like a generational thing. I'm not sure how scary that's actually gonna be as like a theme, but like it looks creepy. So I'm hoping there's some good clown action in here. I do love little It, so we'll see how that goes. But this was the first one I have started. I just started it today because I just feel like it was short and sweet, and especially since it's YA, I was hoping I maybe will get through it a little bit faster. And also this is the one that like to me is the most interesting. I feel like so many people have read it and hyped it up, and I really just wanted to get my crack at it. The fifth prompt is to read a book with black or orange on the cover or both in the theme of Halloween, which I do love, and I have the perfect book for this. It's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and this is a very popular book, and I actually tried reading it last year on audio, and I just could not get into it, and I requested it for this challenge. However, it didn't get here in time, and I was trying to get this book on ebook because, you know, my library's offered it on ebook since I moved here, but I cannot get it onto my Kindle Fire. I can't get on it there at all. I've tried downloading Libby on there, I've tried Overdrive, I've tried everything to try to be able to read from my library on my e-reader, and it's just not possible. So I did request the physical book, and it is coming because it is on my list of books I would like to read this year. But obviously, since that's not happening, I had to pick another book. So the book that I chose was actually Little Heaven by Nick Cutter. And Nick Cutter is the author of The Troop and The Deep, which are both pretty popular thrillers or horrors, I would say. I would say they're horror. I feel like they're pretty popular horror, especially Gabby really loved The Troop. I actually just bought The Troop from my stepdad for Father's Day, and he read it in like 2 days and loved it. I think Nick Cutter is a great author, and I'm really hoping this one hits the spot for me. This one had obviously the orange and black cover that I needed. I was kind of panicking when I realized I couldn't get the other book that I was originally anticipating because it's perfect with the cover. But this one I realized takes place in New Mexico. And ever since I moved to New Mexico, I feel like I just read so many books now that take place like around New Mexico where people are driving through it or something, and it's just really interesting to me. I'm not really too sure what this book's about. I can't remember. I looked it up and it looked really interesting, but all I know is it takes place in like New Mexico where like people are going and they send like a rescue party because something evil there like wants them. That's all I kind of really know. I'll give you more an update when I get it. But this one is requested from the library and it should be here during this week. However, since I'm not sure if it will be here, it says in transit, I'm sure it will be here the next couple of days because usually it's pretty quick with my library. But you never know. I actually received something really early, and it is The Only Good Indians, which is another horror book that I've had on my TBR, and it came way earlier than I expected, so it actually came perfectly just in time. So I'll be reading for this prompt last just to see if Little Heaven gets here first because it has the orange and the black. This one's just black, and I definitely would prefer to have the orange and black to like just fit the theme a little bit better. I mean, that's just me, like I'm just being too particular as I am. But this book basically follows around, I think there's like 4 guys and there's like an Indian curse. So The Only Good Indians follows 4 American Indian men after a disturbing event from their youth puts them in a desperate struggle for their lives. Tracked by an entity, I love entities, they're so creepy. Bent on retribution, these childhood friends are helpless as the culture and traditions they left behind catch up to them in a violent, vengeful way. That sounds so interesting to me. And so if I don't get Little Heaven in time, which I'm sure I will, I'm gonna pick this up. If not, I will be devoting another reading vlog to this later. So that leads me actually to the first prompt, which is to bake or make a drink with your spooky read. So to me, I had a couple of different ideas for this. I was actually thinking if I had the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which I don't, I was thinking I'd make like a peach cobbler because I know my family really likes peach cobbler and we have a really good recipe for it. But since we don't have that, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet. I was thinking about doing these white chocolate raspberry or strawberry cupcakes that my mom found online, and then we could do like a little clown face for like clown in a cornfield. I feel like that could be really fun. Because I guess I could always like make a drink as well. Like, you know, I have a lot of like different alcohols because like we always buy them and we never drink them, and there's so many different kinds. But at the same time, I think I'd much prefer like a baked item that I could share with my family while they're here. I just feel like the clown option is probably the best way to go. So I'm going to talk to my mom and my brother when they get here and just kind of see like what they want to do because, you know, I need to do this challenge regardless. But it'd be nice if they wanted to eat it as well. You know, I don't want to like waste food. I guess I could always make a drink if it fails. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for that yet, but we'll see. Just so you know, I'm going to split up my Summerween reading vlogs into 2 vlogs. I think I'm going to do a part 1 and a part 2. I'm going to do like the first like 3-4 days and like the last 3-4 days. I feel like that's just the easiest way to do it. And there's so many different things coming up that hopefully it'll be pretty interesting content, even if I don't get to read the whole time, but I am planning on reading. I mean, I'm planning on reading The Witches in one sitting. I can hopefully finish Clown in a Cornfield by tomorrow. and then I'll have 2 books after that. So I'm hoping to like try to get as far in as I can, and I want to get as far in as I can before they come here, because they'll hopefully be here by tonight, you know, after dinner. So hopefully give me a little bit of time to actually read, but I also need to edit this and put it up for you. And I need to finish cleaning up a couple of things before they get here. So I'm not really sure how much reading is actually gonna be taking place, but let's just cross our fingers. All right, so look out for my 2 vlogs coming out. Hopefully I'll publish them maybe like next Tuesday, and then on the following Friday when this is supposed to be finished. So I hope that actually works out as anticipated. That is what I'm planning. But of course, life has other options, especially because work this week was awful. I'm not sure if I'll have the mental motivation to actually read 4 books in a week, because I kind of need a mental break, as well as since work has been so absolutely intense and someone is covering for me because I had a day off, and I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of crap to come back to. So even when I go back to work and I have a couple of days left of their vacation I have to work through, I'm not sure how it's gonna work just yet. I'm not sure. Okay, please join me for Summerween. Let me know what you're reading down below, and like, subscribe, join the tribe. Talk to you guys later. Bye.